right, taking a look here at Ryan Robertson. And again, when we take a look at the swing, I look at three primary areas: back leg, back arm, and then the front side, which again includes everything from the eyes, head, all the way down to the foot. All right, so again, we'll start with the back leg again, and that we really want the back leg to control the feet. We'll kind of work from the ground up here. We want to feel like the back leg controls the stride. In other words, the loading of the back leg should pull up the front foot, and the unloading should put it down. I thought that Ryan had the best overall footwork that I saw. The most natural footwork. And I saw it right off the bat. He was one of just a handful that I felt had kind of kept his truly natural throw characteristics of the footwork. And one of the ways you see this is in kind of a slow front foot. I'll play this through here. You can kind of see how the foot kind of dangles, and it's just kind of hanging there waiting for the back leg to go. In other words, he's not rushing it down. So he gets the back leg ready, the foot kind of dangles, and then boom, he attacks to put down the front side. Okay, and so that's really what I like to see in good hitters is a slow front foot, natural footwork, and that it's part of a good throwing pattern. But you can kind of see how the foot dangles and then it goes. Okay. And so with Ryan's stride, his stride includes both a load, and I'll let it play through here, both a load and an unload. He's not trying to set it down early. His stride involves both a negative and a positive. Okay. And so it's the same as when you throw, there's a load and an unload. So his back leg begins to unload, here well before the toe touches down. Okay, and it's pretty much finished its action as the heel drops. Okay, still a little bit left there as the heel drops, but most of the work has been done. Okay, let's look at his footwork in a little more detail. He starts with an open look there, which again, not the way I teach it. I generally want the front foot to kind of be dead, let the back leg pull it up, push it forward, and put it down. To me, the less activity you can have, the better, in terms of just allow it to be controlled by the back leg and not do more than you need to with it. Having said that, Adrian starts open, and I don't really, if a kid is having success with an open move, I don't have a problem with it. I guess the positive of it is there's more of a tendency for a hitter, if he starts open, to work towards the ball and work into the ball as opposed to working away. There's more of an attacking posture. Ryan does look like he's closing down a whole lot there, though. Again, that's not always an issue, but it can be an issue. And when a guy does that, you will tend to see a little bit of a jackknife position where the back foot kind of slides behind us there. Ryan not doing it too much there, but again, there's some positives here, and he's attacking the ball. If he feels like he's getting closed off or he's getting jammed on the inside ball, a lot of pitchers are going to try to throw him in. Now, he might be setting guys up if he's good on the inside ball to kind of, but that's what pitchers will look for. If a guy's really diving in, they're going to bust him inside. But if he can handle the inside pitch, it can be okay. Again, I generally teach, let the back leg control it all and do less with the front than you have to. The tempo of the footwork, like I said, is outstanding. It's slow. It just hangs there and it just waits on the backside, to finish its work. Okay, to go with the ball before it goes down. So that the tempo is perfect. Okay, again, we want that nice slow front foot. The back knee positioning is good. You can see how his foot is straight ahead. That's very good. The knee stays in front of the back foot. The knee doesn't wobble. It's very stable. Okay, when he goes. Okay, and you can see that foot gain some ground as it slides. It's unweighted through there. Again, the foot doesn't have to slide forward so much, but we have to make a good lateral sideways press with that back leg. Okay. So again, tempo is real good. I think knowledge of that the back leg is simply loading and unloading sideways can help him. Again, that doesn't have to be a big move. but we have to have some rhythm and some tempo, and that back leg has got to make a sideways press, drive, whatever you want to call it, in the direction of our target, which is the ball. Ryan is a righty thrower, lefty batter, and I told him that the more he can get out and throw, the more it's going to help not only his throwing arm, but it's going to help how the lower half works, how the back leg works to throw the ball, to push off, and how the front side works to kind of brace the action from the back side. So the more you can get out and throw, the better he's going to be. But again, the legs are working real well. All right, let's move on to the front side here. Okay, and like, as we talked about, he starts open and closed down with that front leg. And he does get this foot a good bit more inside of the other one. We do see some. Now we do see the foot open a good bit. Okay, and that would be something I would work on. And we also see this front knee get on top of that front foot. Okay, so there needs to be some improvement there, Ryan, on how this front leg is working to kind of keep that knee behind the front foot. Okay, it really kind of starts with the foot kind of opening up. That puts the leg in a weaker position, and then that knee kind of continues to give way there. If you'll land more square, the knee is less likely to collapse. And it's not a full collapse, but that is more give and bending, collapse, whatever you want to say, than we want to see out of that front side. If you see Adrian's front leg, the knee is bent when it lands, but it's firm. You don't see near the activity out of that knee there. And you're doing this on all swings. Okay, so it's the same pattern. But by squaring up the foot, being bent, and I can't stress this enough, the knee needs to be bent there. There needs to be a shock absorber function out of the leg. You don't want it locked out, but it needs to be more firm. It can't flex more than it's already flexing. Okay, and that's kind of working its way up, and that the knee gives, and then the head kind of gives. You can see there's a difference in his posture here. How the head and the torso stay tilted, whereas you're much more upright here with your torso. Okay. Obviously there may be two different factors working here. The opening definitely is going to promote kind of getting on top or getting out front more, but also there may be in your mind a need to kind of get your head to the ball, and the body's going to follow the head. So remember, your head stays back behind it. Okay. Continue to look at the front side. You can see how your lead arm gets away from you here. See how tight his lead arm stays. And there's this sense that his hands are finishing behind his front foot. Whereas I feel like at a point, somewhere right in here, you're trying to really get your hands, out in front of you. Okay? The hands should be last. They should lag behind. Some of that might be, due to the fact you're right-handed. The lead arm may be trying to dominate a little bit. But you want to feel like these hands make contact and they turn over deep. You can see how his hands are back here behind his foot and they've already turned over, whereas your hands are much more out front, and there's less of a behind the front side feeling out of your swing. Okay, we want to drive off of the back, but you Ryan, have got to create a better wall. Okay, I mean you've got to create a better wall, and it should look cleaner. More like this. See that nice clean line we're getting? Where the knee is behind the foot, hip is behind the knee, shoulders behind the hip, and head is behind everything else, and the hands stay back. Okay, so your wall needs to be improved. So more square on the front side. Make sure the front knee stays behind the front foot. Okay, keep your head behind everything. Don't try to bring your head to the ball and try to feel your hands finish back behind your front foot. Okay. All right, looking again, at the lead arm. Again, it's rushing out here, but through contact, I don't see a sense that you're trying to pull that arm around in a circle, which is good. If you look at Adrian's lead arm there, contact. Again, we looked at this in the building. We get contact here, And that lead arm is more concerned with letting the hands work, letting the top hand throw over the bottom. You can see the lead arm is still right here. Okay, the lead arm doesn't travel. It gets to a point here. Okay, and so it's more concerned with working the knob under than it is pulling the bat around in a circle. Okay, and Ryan, you're doing that pretty good. I liked his hand action a lot. I like that a lot through contact. So we get contact here with Ryan, and then those hands turn over really quickly. Okay, so people talk a lot about rollover. It's certainly an overrated flaw. In other words, I've never seen anyone make contact with their top hand over their bottom at contact. If somebody's got a shot of that, I'd like to see it. So we get contact here, and then those hands snap over. That is, the ball's already gone, so the hands turning over, in effect, don't affect the flight of the ball. But what they show is, they show that you cracked the whip. In other words, that the lead arm, the body slowed down and transferred to the hands. In other words, you're not spinning through contact. The body braces. The shoulders and arms actually slow down and give their energy to the hands and bat. Okay, so if the hands turn over quickly, that means you gave all the energy to the hands and bat. There's a brace and then a snap through contact. So, the feel is that your hands work through the ball. All right, lastly, back arm action. And again, we want that to mimic, an infielder working the ball out of the glove as the elbow lifts. Okay, and then the elbow slots to the ball there. Okay, Ryan's, again, he's a right-handed thrower, so you rarely see this. And I would say Ryan's back elbow action to load or to kind of get the ball out of the glove, if you will, could be improved. It's fairly dead the way he kind of starts it. Okay, so I'd like to see more elbow as he gets going there. Okay, now the elbow works into the ball, and we're in a pretty good stacked position there. Okay, so in other words, he really does a good job of keeping the barrel tall, top hand palm still facing out here, not facing the sky. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so we need a little better winding up of that long bone in the upper arm. That'll come if he'll work on throwing with that left hand. Okay, like I told him, it's a glass half full situation. He's hitting with a dumb left arm. He needs to educate it more on throwing, and it'll improve even more. Okay, so he's launching from a real good position here. Again, lead arm, he is back. He's not forcing it into extension. He's not fighting it either. Lead arm's in a real good position there. Back arm, again, we're slotting here and throwing from a good spot. Contact, and then that arm. Again, we want to feel like at contact, we're not finished with it, but we're close to finishing that arm. We're still palm up, palm down here. And then right after contact, that arm's going to throw into extension and get past the bottom. So if we look again at the arms here, okay, we get to that cross position. Okay, so again, we'll take Adrian back. We get contact, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 frames. This top hand has straightened. It's thrown over. The top arm actually is thrown over. The hand is over the top, so the top arm has straightened, and the bottom arm continues to be long and extended, and it works under. And we want to get to this position quickly, as soon as we can after contact. That shows good whip effect, shows that the throwing arm is finishing, and we want to feel like those hands are behind the front foot when we do that. Okay, so again, an outstanding move at the ball. I do think Ryan's biggest issue, he's got to establish a better wall on that front side. He wants to, we really want to if you take a look at Adrian here, we want to let that backside really load and drive into and against this this brick wall we've set up here on the front side, and really have a sense that we're off of the backside. If you look at Adrian's backside here, we're off of the back, but we're really leveraged behind that front side.